And now the host of Here's to Your Health on LATalkLive, Joshua Lane.
We're back. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Here's to Your Health on the LA Talk Live broadcast network. I'm your host, Joshua Lane. And for the holiday season, we have the dancer Liliana Somma, who has 3 very nice schools of dance here in the LA territory and teaches children to dance and to love athletics. I think that works right in. Liliana, welcome to Here's to Your Health.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. I did watch some of your videos of your students dancing, and it seemed fun, and it seemed like the children, the young adults, were having a very good time, and some of them had some very good moves.
Yes,
quite frankly. So how did you get involved with dance?
Well, my mom brought me to the very first class when I was 4 years old. I actually have it on video. I was on her lap, and I cried the whole time. So I actually didn't participate. It's awesome, which is really the day in the life.
You were on stage crying?
No. I didn't even want to go out and take the first dance class at the studio. So, but of course, she brought me back the second week, and I danced most of my life. And basically, I had to learn English when I started kindergarten because my parents are from Italy. Oh. And I was just a shy, introverted girl, very, very shy. And dance kind of like took my soul out and made me more comfortable and very expressive with everything that I'm doing now. I actually asked a musician out. I went up to him and I asked him out. He was the lead singer, of course, and guitarist. I ended up marrying him, and actually we have a music school as well. So it's dance and music that we offer.
Where are your schools, by the way?
There's one in Manhattan Beach. That one has been open about 2 years.
What was that? What's the name?
Manhattan School of Dance and Music. School of Dance and Music is what they're all called. We're a school and we teach dance and music. Can't get more simple than that.
That sounds good.
There's one in Redondo Beach that's been about 7 years. The Hermosa location was my first one I started 14 years ago. But before that, I actually did after-school programs. I started at the country club in Manhattan Beach when I was 16 years old, and that's what started the whole thing.
You were dancing.
That's when I actually started teaching, and I started a business. I've been dancing since I've been 4, and I kind of fell into teaching, and I just loved it. I loved the environment. My adults that I taught actually were more scared to try to move their bodies more than my 3-year-olds. So I had a great time teaching. I decided that I went to Loyola Marymount for a biology degree. How that makes sense? Well, of course, Italian mother. Dance is for fun, but you got to do something that's, really important. Yes.
Study biology, good for you.
But
well, studying biology like that, does it kind of give you a background in physiology, have a sense of how the body works?
I thought I was going to go down that route, but instead of saving lives, one day I was in the hospital doing an internship. I decided that I was changing lives more through dance than saving them. So, and now I've actually turned that around, and I started my new business a couple months ago, and I actually work with small business owners that do something similar, whether it's a karate studio or a preschool teacher or anybody who's really has something to give back to the new generation and helping them come out of the shell, especially someone like me. And I help them with their business because a lot of those people have such a big heart, but 97% of them will actually fail and have nothing to show for it by the time they're 65 years old. And the nerd part of me that really worked into, okay, well, how does the business part run? Now I'm still teaching, but instead of teaching dance, I'm teaching the business skills that they need. And it's been the most rewarding experience.
Well, that sounds very good.
Yeah.
So mostly, are you working with people who are involved with, say, movement, like karate teachers, et cetera? Is that who you're working with?
Yeah, definitely. Movement, anything instructional that they are working with children. And they have the artistic skill. They are like the best karate teacher, the best swim instructor. I'm working with a tutoring business that's, opening their second location. They're so great at what they do. Their heart is there. They are teaching that next generation. And but they need the second part, and they need to know how to run the business. And they never really learned how to do that.
Sure.
So, I just have told them what I've been through in the last 13 years, and it's working for them too. So, which makes me feel good, because the better that they are as a business, the more people that they can touch, the more students that will get better at math or reading or be able to swim or, do anything artistic. I take it very seriously. It's changed my life. So
With your dance students, I imagine the young boys and girls think, oh, this seems like fun, or they want to get involved with it. And do they develop an understanding about their bodies, about dance, about how things work, that, that they just kind of shocked about, they do a move, they didn't think they could do it, or and then to some of them, as they get older, they move into, do you also have cheerleaders working for you? Do you have other athletes who go on to other things when they get the body awareness at age 4, 5, 6, 10?
the most wonderful thing about putting your child in a program of dance or anything like that, you're putting them in a very uncomfortable situation.
Oh, really?
And well, yes, especially the adults that are trying to do anything physical with their bodies. Most people are very uncomfortable being free with their bodies and moving in general. So in turn, when you start putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, then that'll turn around, and then you do that again in your life, which usually brings strength and growth into what you're doing. And I've done that. Everything that I'm doing right now is because I did that through dance first. I physically was always moving. And that's why right now with my businesses, I'm physically always moving. I don't like standing still. I need to feel like I'm growing and creating. And that's the best part of it. But yes, many of them do go on and have it always part of their life, for sure.
Well, it seems like it really adds to your life, that, body awareness, movement. And then I guess if some of them decide to go into acting, they can bring body movement into their characters they might be creating, and they make a better presentation on camera.
I have 90-year-olds taking ballet just to keep fit
Good.
at my studio.
That seems like a smart move.
You have to keep, it has to be fun.
Right.
You had mentioned, okay, well, they start for fun and maybe it becomes something serious. Our lives, our businesses, anything that we do needs to be fun, or you're not going to stick to it. And that's even how I've been trying to promote healthy eating with my dancers. They're not going to want to hear what they have to do from their parents. It has to be fun. You have to have a new twist to it, because that's where your brain is going to say, okay, I can get this down. I can do this. Let's throw some kelp in there and make it fun.
Let's not
to
drink
eat.
any soda today, or this next 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah, I find that people are willing to hear the information, and people have never heard it. And then if someone credible tells them, they think, oh my God, we had no idea. Really, soda's bad for me? They had no idea. And then you can be an important corner in their life. You can really help them. And certainly dancers need to be flexible and alert and strong, and any processed sugar they consume, not good for them.
Right. And you have to keep it simple, because everything is so complicated. Even my teenagers that go on Google and they're looking for information on okay, what are they going to do next? And there's so much information out there for not only my dancers, but all the business owners that I'm working with. It's consuming, even for those that are trying to get fit and trying to be healthy. Right. So you just have to keep it simple, which angers some people. Well, what do you mean I have to drink water? I need to eat more vegetables? Actually, it's that simple. But when you think about your 3 meals a day, to put those vegetables in there, unless they're already cut up in the refrigerator, unless you keep it easy and simple and fun, it's not going to happen.
We gotta teach them how to get the process rolling. I'm sure that when you teach the young girls and boys some of the dance moves they do on stage, at first they think, oh my God, I can't do that. But they put their time and effort in, and then over a period of weeks and months and whatever, they find, no, they can do those jumps.
Right.
And they can do those graceful moves on stage, and they simply had to learn and practice.
It's exactly what I'm doing right now with my small business owners as well. They think it's very complicated. Oh, I just don't know how to do that marketing thing. I just want to be able to teach. I don't know about all that other stuff. Right. It's actually very simple. You do the best that you can. You get your technical skill totally down. And then you learn a few things about marketing. You learn a few things about management, and you'll be able to serve more people. And so keeping it simple has been huge for me personally, also for my own health. A lot of the small business owners I help is because at one point, I was working, literally, I was at the studio from 9 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. at night.
Well, that sounds like retail. That sounds like retail, my dear. That's all just retail. Hey,
Anybody who owns...
welcome to retail.
Well, yeah, I know, which I always stayed away from. I don't think we even have a T-shirt at our school that you can buy. But you sacrifice because you love what you're doing, but then you're sacrificing your health. And my parents are European. I go out of the country twice a year because I'm reminded that having silence, part of your day, taking a moment to eat and love to talk about what you ate for lunch. I take it very seriously and I put it in my everyday. And I love what I do. I love teaching dance and music teachers. But at the same time, I need to be with my family. I will put my kids to sleep. And that healthy balance, it's very difficult to find these days.
Yeah, it's very
It's
tough.
very
No,
hard.
good for you, obviously, to try to implement that, because I think most of us realize it's better to implement that. I'm just making a joke about the retail, because in retail, I've always been a natural foods grocer. 6 days a week, you're there. I mean, that's just it. If you own a restaurant, then you're there 6 days a week or 7 days a week.
My parents own an Italian restaurant.
So the thing about owning a restaurant is, especially your parents are probably my age, but and their parents' generation, so you have 7 or 8 children, and then they all work in the restaurant, and then it goes fantastic. But in a restaurant, if you've got to hire people and you're not there, then what happens is the silverware leaves by the front and the back door, and the wine leaves by the front and the back door, and the steaks leave by the front and the back door, and the plates leave by the front and the
But
back
I
door.
will tell you that there is a better way. There is a better way as long as you have systems in place that there's accountability checks.
Punishment, is that what we're talking about?
Well,
I'm
no,
making a
I mean,
joke here,
there could be hidden cameras.
hidden cameras. Probably a good idea, really.
No, there is a better way, because I don't want anyone ever that has chosen to do a small business, right, to sacrifice their life. What's going to happen? You're 65. You're looking at, your biggest regret. Yes, you must have loved the restaurant business. Yes, you loved your business. What did you do? Work 12 hours a day? Did you give up watching your own kids and their activities? What did you give up? We're only here for a small period of time. So I make sure that I reward myself on a weekly basis.
No, that sounds very
monthly
fair.
basis,
That sounds very
and
fair.
yearly basis.
That sounds very fair.
No, it's important. The balance has been important. And I've actually had experience recently finding out with my health that my CR reactive protein was 7, which is very inflamed. And I had to learn. The hardest thing was for me to tell my Italian mother that she had to now buy organic food and get the imported wheat from Italy. Anyway.
Why organic is a concept? Are your parents live in Italy now?
No, they live next door. You're talking to an Italian girl. What are you talking about?
Well, that gives strength to the family. But the idea of organic is something that, if you were chatting to your grandmother or great-grandmother, well, everything was organic before the Second World War anyway. And then the problem with sprays are a big problem. And I think organic is moving towards mainstream status, and I think it really needs to. And I think you did a nice thing telling your mom to eat organic. You actually helped your mom, which is a real nice thing to be able to do.
Yeah. So I'm doing it everywhere in my life. I mean, you can't come say hello to me at my house without me giving you a book about something, because I see myself as a teacher.
Good for you. Good for you.
I am. I take the biggest, most important is playing. I think that's the biggest thing that's not part of anywhere. Dancing is playing, it's movement, it's being playful and having fun. And I think that everyone is very serious these days. And I would say to you that you would have more of a successful business if you started playing more with your friends, with your family, with yourself, and with your business itself, and having that passion.
By the way, I completely agree with you. I'm trying to be the camera here during this interview, but no, I completely agree with what you're saying. I know it's good information. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. And sometimes I might have to send you to Italy. I might need to send you to the Amalfi Coast.
Italy is actually fantastic. I've never been there, but I know everyone loves Italy for sure.
Yeah. So when you're on a boat there, and I mean, again, my parents came from poverty. My parents came from nothing, and they came to the United States. My mom was a waitress, and my dad was a bartender, and they saved money to open an Italian restaurant. For me to be a doctor, of course, right? So my whole life was supposed to go one way, and then they disowned me actually when I opened my first studio.
Oh well, painful moment there.
But I was accepted back into the family when the second studio opened. Okay, you're going to be successful now. You can be our daughter. But no, really, it was pretty intense. But I am thankful for everything that they've taught me, because family and time just to be is very important to keep. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing right now with my small business owners. Just because they're starving for the correct information, and it's impossible. It seems impossible to find the correct information. You think you could find all your answers on Google, and I can be like, no, listen, really, I have had a waterfall coming down my roof before, and I've had to cancel the day. Let me sit you down and tell you exactly what you have to do.
Right.
And just giving someone the 13 years of experience that I've been through, being the little pigtail-haired girl talking to the landlord and negotiating with them, to give little old me at 22 years old an actual business. And and again, telling them the management skills that do work. Maybe you just sit down. Take a moment with someone who's working for you. Talk about what the agreement is that you had. I think the biggest thing is everyone needs to just slow down. And that's why I go out of the country twice a year, is to remind myself you'll actually get more done if you slow down, take an hour in that week and say, I'm going to work on my business. Or take an hour that week and say, I'm going to cut up my vegetables so they're ready to go. And the more you do that with the different areas of your life, it will help you live more of a healthy, balanced life. I mean, I need to know that a certain amount of hours a week are to my husband, so we have a healthy relationship. And it just seems like a lot of people are running around, a lot of parents, I have a almost 5 and 7-year-old. I have 2 boys. I take them to gymnastics and swimming, and I mean, they're in everything. My own hip hop class that I go to.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So if everyone would just take a moment and just slow down, they'll actually be more productive.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think most people know that, but they might not necessarily do it. But I think a lot of people really do recognize, oh, that's good advice.
Like, even if you start with 15 minutes.
Right, that's good advice.
So I'm very passionate about it. And I think it's just because it started with my dad. Sit down, Liliana.
So your dad taught you this, and you...
Of course, with a wine and a piece of cheese, a glass of wine and a piece of, relax,
That's very nice.
Relax. I don't know. I can't tell you how old I was when I started drinking that wine and piece of cheese, but, and it's taken me, till, and then when I opened my business, I actually had to get all the information that I didn't know about, because I was a great dance teacher. I was like, oh, this is going to be so easy. And I'm like, oh, wait, I need students. I need more people to come through the door. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And of course, I was a nerd. I was a biology major. So I was like, well, let me get the right information out there. And I kept on just getting that correct information, trying and testing. Let's try this. Let's do this. But at the end of the day, for those dancers to come through and get a good experience is what the whole goal is. I want to recreate the exact same experience with me. So it's not necessarily grabbing any dance teacher. Okay, great. You're wonderful. You've mastered your skill. Can you actually be an educator? What is coming out of your mouth to that 4-year-old that is going to make that 4-year-old really be comfortable? What's more important, getting, the dancer that can do a million little tricks and putting them on the front black center dot? Or is it the dancer who really needs to be on that front black center dot that's in the corner that never ever would even think that she was good enough? And that kind of stuff, that's when you're not a dance teacher, you're actually changing it. You're changing that person's life, giving them those experiences. And with the small business owners that I worked with, it's so great and it's so rewarding, because they're really confident in their skill, but they don't have the confidence. They're like that girl in the corner that's afraid to come to the center. And I am trying to help them realize that it's their duty to do that, because they can serve more people. And it's just been a great experience.
When I was watching your videos in preparation for the interview, I would say that overwhelmingly the children seem to be enjoying themselves. They seem to be, they're kind of like, they just seem to be, and it was fun to watch the kids, and the costumes was great, and the dance moves were great, but the kids overwhelmingly seemed, they were happy to be there, and they were doing the moves they had learned successfully, and it was fun. It was fun to watch those. Actually, they were nice.
And we lose that though. They're confident. They're like, oh, people are like,
no,
oh
the
my
children
God.
seem confident.
They're
yeah.
confident,
They were
but we
right.
lose as we grow older, especially when 9, 10, 11-year-old age hits. We lose that confidence.
Oh, I see.
And so, and then high school and then college. Oh, you have to do this and you have to do that. And society tells you what you really should be doing with your life. I have reverted back into my 4-year-old and 5-year-old brain to become great, to do anything great, and I learn, and I'm reminded with my own son now. I mean, he is a hardcore negotiator. I mean, he's going to come up
really?
and say, he wants what he wants, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. And we lose that part of us as we become adults. And that's one of the things I do is I remind people to go back and feel that confidence. And sometimes you just have to go for it and just don't take no for an answer.
Sure.
And I had to do that constantly. Even when we opened our Redondo location, I had to go fight at the Coastal Commission. Look, I know you think I'm by the beach, but really I'm not. And there's plenty of parking. No, you just can't do it. Well, no, I know that there's another way. No, but I'm just telling you. Well, tell me about your family. Why are you here on this earth? And to make a connection with someone. And when the other person understands why you're really here on this earth and how strong your purpose is, they will help you. And it has helped me. And that's what has helped me even with my third location. And it's helping me now with my new mission. And that's to help I have a small business in Chicago that I just started working with. She's successful. She has it going on. But she's miserable because she cannot get out. She feels like I've built this wonderful thing, but I can't leave. I can't leave to go see my kids' performance at school. To what extent do you sacrifice, you know? So I love helping, especially those that are successful. They got the marketing and the technical skill down, but they have to work on the third part, and that's the management and the systems, right? For the exit strategy. People, the exit strategy, that's the whole purpose, is to have fun. Is it not? Anyway, that's my purpose.
I'm on your side. I can.
You're on my side.
I'm happy I had you on as a guest today. And I like everything you have to say. By the way, at this juncture, tell us where your school of dance and music, the 3 schools are.
Okay, one is in Manhattan Beach, and
the name of it is?
It's Manhattan School of Dance and Music. Okay. And one is in Redondo Beach.
And the name of it?
Redondo School of Dance and Music.
I'm seeing a pattern here. I'm seeing a pattern.
Can you guess the Hermosa location name?
No, but you better tell me.
Oh, come on. It's Hermosa School of Dance and Music. And then my other business is called Kids Biz Masters, and I hold my events and seminars at the Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Ray.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah, and then that's the beginning of the journey.
Liliana Somma, would you like to give us a contact website and some phone numbers?
Sure. KidsBizMasters.com is the website for the Kids Biz business. If you do have
What's that once again?
KidsBizMasters.com. So KIDS Biz BIZ Masters.com. And for the schools, it's School of Dance and Music, all spelled out. And
phone number?
And the phone numbers for all of them, well, they're all different, but
Sure.
if you go to our website, all the information is there.
Well, fantastic. You've been a fun guest. I appreciate you being on the show. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You've been listening to Here's to Your Health on the LATalkLive broadcast network. I'm your host, Joshua Lane, and we'll be right back after these important messages.